Good morning and welcome to Oshawa Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium for the second day of the OCAA 2021 Men's Baseball Championship Tournament, hosted by the Durham College Lords here in Oshawa. And we have a big slate of games for you this morning and this afternoon and into this evening. And as we move into the double knockout portion of the tournament, the game coming up in about 5-10 minutes time will be the Humber Hawks against the Seneca Sting, and it is the first game of the second round. This is not an elimination game. From this point of the tournament, you have to lose twice to be knocked out of the tournament. The umpires are just walking onto the field right now. The Humber Hawks got here to this game with a win last night, 13-8 over the George Brown Huskies in a quarterfinal sudden death match. That game ended around 10 o'clock last night. So the Humber Hawks finished second in the West Division. They had to defeat George Brown to advance to the second round. The Seneca Sting were the champions of the East Division, finishing in first place with a record of 9-3. So they had a bye in the first round and were resting last night. And this will be their first game of the tournament. My name is Brian Oliver. I'm here with Jacob Ebbs. And we're looking to this game this morning between two very strong teams that have had great seasons, and we're going to see some outstanding pitchers going head-to-head.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what comes out of this game here. I think it's going to be very similar to the Fanshawe-Durham game. We're seeing two of the best pitchers in the league go up against each other. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring ball game here.
Dalton Brownlee will be the starting pitcher for the Humber Hawks, and they will be the visitors in this game. Dalton Brownlee was an OCAA All-Star. He was also the pitcher of the year for the he was not pitcher. There was Cameron Riley, rather, from St. Clair. But Dalton Brownlee is the ace of the Humber staff, and this year posted an amazing record. I think he struck out 32 batters during the regular season to lead his team. Earned run average of 3.00 and posted a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. And he is a first-year All-Star. For the Seneca Sting, we're going to be seeing one of their top pitchers. They've got a couple of really good ones, but Justin Walker will be the starting pitcher for the Sting in this game. Posted a record of 3 wins, no losses this year. Struck out 22 and an earned run average of 1.81. So we should be seeing some outstanding pitching today. Now, the one thing that is different from last night, where we had very mild temperatures last night for the first day of the tournament, although it was a bit rainy at times, the temperature has really dropped. And air temperature right now is 6 degrees, and it feels a little bit colder than that. So from a pitching standpoint, you've been a pitcher yourself over the years, Jake. In terms of your preparation, do you do anything different when it's this cold?
Probably curse and swear a lot more when I'm getting ready to go. I don't know why we're playing baseball in such cold temperatures. But really, the only difference kind of going into it, I think, your warm-ups are even more important. Everything is cold. Your muscles, tendons, ligaments, the whole shebang, everything is freezing cold. You really kind of have to put yourself in a strong place mentally, because you kind of have to go out there. You have to emphasize yourself that, hey, you're still here to do a job. The cold temperatures, you got to look at advantageously, as you know what, players aren't really going to want to swing as often in case they get jammed. But very often as well, you have to look at yourself as, the cold temperature, things are going to get stressed and worn out a little bit faster.
These two teams played 2 games in the regular season. It was a doubleheader at Humber at Connorvale Park, and the result of that game was a sweep by the Seneca Sting. Seneca winning both games of that doubleheader back on October 2nd by scores of 5-2 and 6-0. And in that game, we've known that Humber all season long has hit the ball so well. They've been an offensive powerhouse, but in those 2 games, the Seneca Sting handled the Humber Hawks, allowing only 2 runs over 2 games, which is really quite incredible when you consider the fact that the Hawks scored so many runs this year. They only got 2 in 2 games against Seneca.
Yeah, it really is. We were going over the box score just before the start of the broadcast, and they're big guys for the Humber Hawks. Really kept off the base path. The only person who stood out was Humber's Lockwood, who got 3 hits in Game 1. Seneca did a fantastic job of shutting them down. I'm not sure if we're going to see a repeat today, but it's certainly going to be an exciting between these two powerhouses.
Now, before we get the game underway here, the teams are going to line up on the baselines, and there will be some award presentations. One of them, to be recognized, will be the head coach of the Seneca Sting, Matthew Naylor, who was the OCAA Coach of the Year, leading his team to a 9-3 record and a first-place finish in the OCAA East Division, and had 2 wins over these Humber Hawks. So Matthew Naylor will be recognized in just a moment at the home plate. And there were the Seneca Sting will be wearing their red jerseys today, and Humber Hawks will be in their dark blue jerseys. So we'll listen to the PA system here. And there is the presentation to Matthew Naylor, who is the OCAA Coach of the Year in his 3rd year with the program. So this is a terrific achievement for the Seneca Sting, as is finishing first place in the OCAA East Division. Again, they had a record of 9 wins and 3 losses. The Humber Hawks were 11-3 in the West Division, but finished a game behind the St. Clair Saints. And they are now being recognized for that first place finish in the East Division. So a division title. Of course, this is the first year that the OCAA has moved to 2 divisions, as the league expanded to 8 teams this year with the addition of the Centennial Colts program. And both the Centennial Colts, they got their first wins of the program this year. Centennial finished at 3-11, and also getting their first win this year in program history were the Lambton Lions, with a record of 2-12. So congratulations to both the Lambton and Centennial programs. Unfortunately, they did not qualify for the tournament because they finished 4th in their divisions, but things are looking up for both of those programs into the future. And we are now going to hear the national anthem. So we'll pot down our mics for a moment here as we listen to O Canada. Okay, we're ready to go here at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa for the second round game between the Seneca Sting and the Humber Hawks. As mentioned, the Hawks in their dark blue jerseys with the yellow numbers, the Seneca Sting in the red jerseys today. Humber will be the visiting team, as they finished second in the West Division. The Seneca Sting get home field advantage and last at bat because they finished first place in the East Division, even though Humber did have a slightly better one-loss record during the regular season. But as we talked about, Seneca won both games during the regular season against Humber back on October the 2nd. So we'll be underway in just a moment's time here. Again, game time temperature about 6 degrees. And fortunately, no threat of rain today. But it is chilly, it is breezy, and try and get a read on which way the wind is blowing. I think it's blowing towards right field or towards the first baseline. It's more of a north wind today, so the ball will probably carry a little bit to right field. Big ballpark. If you're not familiar with Kinsmen Stadium, it is one of the larger ballparks for baseball in Ontario, I would say. 352 down the left field line, and that's, to compare it to the Rogers Center, that's more than 20 feet farther away from home plate than it is at Rogers Center. So it's a very difficult shot to hit it out of the park to left field. It is 400 to left center, 395 to right center, and 324 down the right field line, which again is a little more like Major League dimensions, although again a little bit farther than a place like Yankee Stadium. So we're underway, and we're looking at the warm-up pitches now of Justin Walker, and Justin Walker will be looking to try and tame, Jake, a very powerful Humber lineup.
Yeah, really. We saw it last night in the game versus George Brown, although it was a bit of a tighter game up until probably the 5th inning or so. The Humber Hawks, they are probably the best offensive hitting team in the OCAA. Started off with the two guys, Nabareki and Dave Banning, two of, hitter of the year and the overall MVP of the year. Two fantastic hitters, but really just the whole entire Humber lineup, 1 through 9, is truly a terror to most pitchers.
And they've, again, averaged so many runs per game, last night scoring 13. But as we mentioned, in the games against the Seneca Sting, Humber only scored 2 runs in the first game of a doubleheader, and then they were blanked in the second game of a doubleheader. So somehow Seneca had the answer to a very powerful Humber lineup. The Hawks scored this year 159 runs during the regular season, which was second in the league to St. Clair. They hit 17 home runs, though, an incredible number of home runs, and hit with a batting average of 350 and an on-base percentage of 494. So it's very hard to keep the Humber Hawks off the base paths, and they are led by 4 all-stars on their team, and 3 in this lineup right now from the hitting standpoint in Stephen Rebecki, who was the player of the year, or the batting champion in the OCAA. He will lead things off in just a moment. Aidan Murphy was also an all-star, along with Dennis DeBanning, who is the OCAA player of the year. And, of course, we're going to see Dalton Brownlee pitching for Humber, and he was an OCAA all-star as well. So it's a very talented and very deep lineup for the Humber Hawks. And the Seneca Sting are looking to take charge here in the first inning. We're ready to get going here. Justin Walker is ready, and it'll be Stephen Rebecki to lead things off, the OCAA batting champion for 2021 with a batting average of 478. Justin Walker is ready. And the first pitch is taken for a strike.
Rebecki, a left-handed hitter, really used the whole field last night. His first at-bat slapping, I think it was a double actually last night, up into left center. Really used the entire field.
Count is 0-1. Walker fires. He's high. Count is 1-1. Setting the defense for Seneca, Dan Seguin is the catcher. A.J. Rowe is at first base. Melvin Pujols at second. Logan Isaacs at short. Jordan Blake is the third baseman. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Walker. And that is in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Stephen Rebecki. In the outfield, it is Dawson Peters-Keene in left field, Gabe Bourgeois in center, and Caleb Batty in right. The DH is Evan Farrell. Here's the 1-2 from Justin Walker. It is on the ground. It goes off Walker's glove. Shortstop is trying to get to it. Will throw on to first, and not in time. So it's an opening base hit. As the ball went off the pitcher's glove, they almost got Rebecki at first, but he's safe, and it's a base runner early here for Humber.
I think Justin Walker actually saved that ball from going into the outfield. That ball was hit pretty hard, although immediately right into the ground. If he didn't tip that ball there, I don't think the shortstop, Isaacs, would have even had a shot at that one.
So, base runner for the Hawks to start things off here. Nobody out, just underway, top of the first inning. Humber against Seneca. The batter is Dennis DeBanning, OCAA Player of the Year. We'll watch Rebecki at first. He doesn't go. First pitch is taken for a strike. DeBanning, a fifth-year player for the Humber Hawks. This will be his final tournament an appearance this weekend as a Humber Hawk, one of the best in OCAA history. Swings and fouls that one away. The count is 0-2. Last night, the Humber Hawks jumped out to a 4-0 lead against George Brown and then gave up that lead in the second inning and fell behind 5-4 before the offense found its gear again later in the game, and they ended up winning 13-8 to advance to this game. Count is 0-2 to Dennis DeBanning. Now Rebecca gets his lead at first, does not go. Pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. They throw down to first to snap back. Now Rebecca is in there safely, but DeBanning is retired on a strikeout, 1 away.
3 pitches there. Man, he worked quickly there to extinguish the top player this season.
So DeBanning is out on strikes, 1 away. That'll bring up Justin Respanti in this game. He's playing third base today for Humber. He was the designated hitter in last night's game against George Brown. Respanti bats from the left side, wears jersey number 25. Runner on first, 1 away here in the top of the first. Walker's pitch on the ground to first and rolls foul. Strike 1. Justin Walker seems to have good control right now here in the first inning. As a pitcher, that's what you want to be throwing strikes.
Yeah, honestly, in cold conditions such as this, or really just in any condition, strikes gets outs. You know, no matter who you're facing, even a team like Humber, you're getting the strikes, you're throwing low in the box, you're going to have good results here. Just exactly what Walker's doing right now.
That last pitch was low. 1-1 is the count now to Justin Respanti, second-year player. Batted .450 this year for the Humber Hawks. Humber looking to get out on top here in the first inning of this first game of the second round OCAA championships. Runner goes. The ball is hit and caught at center. There's an out. They're throwing back to first base, and now Rebecca is back in time, very closely doubled off there as the ball was caught in center field by Gabe Bourgeois for the second out. And that's a big out, 2 away.
That was an incredible catch by Gabe Bourgeois out there in center field. He really had to range to his right and back as well to make that catch. If that ball dropped or even if he bobbled it, it wouldn't surprise if Darren Becky actually scored there.
Now Rebecca with great speed at first base. So that'll bring up Cam Wilcox, the cleanup hitter, playing first base. He fouls away the first pitch from Justin Walker. Strike 1. 2 away here. Runner at first for Humber. No score. Wilcox last night had a huge hit in that game against George Brown with a 3-run double to break a 5-5 tie in that game.
Yeah, it was really one of the game changers there. He absolutely crushed that ball and had a great night overall as well.
0-1 pitch is lifted to right field and drifting into foul territory. And no chance there for Caleb Batty to catch it as the wind is pushing the ball to the right. And no chance there, although Batty gave it a good effort. So it's now a count of 0-2.
Yeah, even in our broadcast, like a little box here with the wind protectors all around us, we can see the wind is pretty strong actually so far and pushing towards the first base side.
Justin Walker looking to turn away the Hawks here in the top of the first inning. Here's the 0-2. Taken. Strike. No.
Wow. What?
It was taken for a ball, and even Cam Wilcox was walking back to the dugout thinking it was strike 3. The Sting were coming off the field. The catcher was walking away, but it was a ball. So it's 1-2.
I think that's a case where potentially a missed call.
So it's a 1-2 count now to Cam Wilcox. Pitch is high. The runner goes. Now Rebecca down to second. He is safe. Stolen base. Good toss by Dan Sagan, and they had a shot at now Rebecca there, but he got in under the tag. So he's in scoring position now with 2 away, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cam Wilcox.
Yeah, you know what? I think the missed call previously might bite them here. Cam Wilcox is a very strong hitter as well. I mean, I think he got 2 of his 3 hits with 2 strikes last night, so he's really an adverse hitter.
So Wilcox, again, with a chance here to put Humber up on top in the first inning. Stephen Rebecki, who led off the game with a single, is now on second after that stolen base. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Walker is ready. He's high with that offering, and the count runs full. The Sting thought they may have been out of this inning a few pitches ago with the strike pitch, or that looked like a strike that ended up being called a ball, giving the Hawks a second chance. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. It is hit down the left field line, just foul, and we'll do it again. Now, Wilcox has seen quite a few more pitches at this point. This will be coming up the 7th pitch of the at-bat, so it gives you a chance as a batter to, you've seen probably everything that Walker has here.
Yeah, exactly. It's known by the term seeing the kitchen sink. I think Wilcox has seen everything, and he has a great eye there, so he'll be able to definitely tell the Humber bench what he's seeing.
3-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. The inning is over. A huge start for the Seneca Sting here in the first inning as Justin Walker strikes out 2 and leaves a runner stranded at second base. We've played half an inning. Humber no score, and the Seneca Sting coming to bat. As we move to the bottom of the first inning, we'll see the Seneca Sting come to the plate in just a moment. But from a pitching standpoint, Justin Walker certainly came as advertised there. Pitcher, good control, couple of strikeouts, and throwing mostly strikes and taming a very powerful lineup that the Hawks have.
Yeah, exactly. It's we didn't see him throw too many off speeds except to Cam Wilcox there in the last at bat, but a very strong top first for him.
So for the Humber Hawks, it will be OCAA All-Star Dalton Brownlee, right-hander, jersey number 33. Was an All-Star, as we mentioned, this year for the Humber Hawks. Posted an earned run average of 3, struck out 32 while only walking 6. So he is a strikeout pitcher. Made 4 appearances, won twice, lost a game, also had a complete game, and was second overall in innings pitched this season for the Hawks. Brownlee will be, he's from Innisfil, Ontario, and near just south of Barrie. So he will take on the mound, setting the defense for the Humber Hawks here. Tyrus Bath will catch Brownlee. Number 17, you can see the catcher, he's closest to your vantage point. For our viewers, at first base, Cam Wilcox. Second base is Aiden Murphy. David Boato at short. Justin Raspanti at third. In the outfield, Dennis DeBanning is in left. Stephen Rebecki in center. And in right field today, it'll be Hudson Lockwood. Lockwood played third base last night for the Hawks. He moves to right field for this game today. And the DH is Jacob Turner. So we'll see what Brownlee has to offer here as Justin Walker for Seneca held his end of the bargain in the first inning. Brownlee looks to have good velocity here this morning.
Yeah, it is. It's just watch his warm-up pitch there. It's smooth, it's easy, and it's hard. It's he's down the zone. It's going to be interesting if he can keep this up for at least foreseeable future.
So it'll be Gabe Bourgeois, the center fielder, leading things off for Seneca in this game. No score. Humber did not score in the top of the first, and Seneca now taking its first time at the plate. Bourgeois led the Seneca Sting this year with 14 hits in the regular season and an average of 400. Brownlee's first pitch is high, very high, over everybody, including the umpire, ball 1.
They're almost in the coconut.
And that really ignites the Seneca bench just to our right here at the broadcast location. 1 ball, no strikes.
I hope this pitch is down the middle.
That pitch is certainly down the middle, and it's 1-1.
I think that might have been, setting the tone.
A little good morning.
Hey, rise and shine.
1 ball and 1 strike. Dalton Brownlee facing Gabe Bourgeois. Seneca in the red jerseys. Pitch goes off the catcher's glove, Tyrus Bath, and goes to the backstop. 2 balls and 1 strike. Brownlee throwing hard here this morning as the Humber Hawks look to keep Seneca off the board here in the first inning. Here's the 2-1. It's high, ball 3.
It doesn't seem right now that Dalton Brownlee, I'm not sure if it's just the incorporation having hitter in the box. He's really not finishing his pitches right away. It's something probably the catcher's going to notice soon enough.
Here's the 3-1 pitch to Gabe Bourgeois from Brownlee. It is in there for a strike, 3-2.
There you go.
Bourgeois is certainly a player that the Hawks would like to keep off the base paths. He led the team in stolen bases this year with 9. At a .580 on base percentage. Here comes the payoff pitch from Brownlee. Swung on and missed for a strikeout, 1 away. So Brownlee battles back from a 3-1 count and ends up striking out Bourgeois for his first strikeout of the game.
Yeah, we know Dalton Brownlee is very much a strikeout pitcher with that hard fastball. It's we haven't seen any incorporation of off-speed. We probably won't, at least this inning. But if both pitches are working, Seneca's going to have a tall task of attempting to score runs.
So that'll bring up Logan Isaacs, number 35, for the Sting. Bats from the left side. He's the shortstop. 1 away here, bottom of the first, no score between Humber and Seneca. That pitch is hit to right field. That's a base hit. First pitch swinging, driving it right. No doubter there, and it's a base runner for Seneca with 1 away.
Yeah, that was an incredible hit there. Really just send fastball, ready to swing first pitch, and really ambush that one there.
So that'll bring up Jordan Blake, the third baseman, who led the Seneca team this year with 9 walks. His on-base percentage is very high. His batting average wasn't particularly strong this year, but his on-base percentage was more than 240 points higher than his batting average. That pitch is hit to right center field. The Hawks driving chase, and catching it is Hudson Lockwood. That ball was hit very well, but Hudson Lockwood flags it down, 2 away.
Yeah, it's Seneca's really kind of bringing it to Dalton Brownlee right away. Back-to-back, first pitch swinging.
So Isaacs goes back to first. 2 out now here in the bottom of the first inning, and the cleanup hitter is A.J. Rowe. Led the team in runs this year, batted .333.
Yeah, A.J. Rowe had a really strong year. Really one of the key players the Seneca Sting to get a win today is for him to be hot and on.
First pitch from Brownlee is in there for a strike, 0-1. Just underway here, bottom of the first inning. Humber and Seneca at no score. The Sting with a runner at first and 2 out. Dalton Brownlee looked in. Now he steps off again, resets. We'll keep an eye on the base runner. Isaacs at first. Isaacs did steal 7 bases this year as Rowe fouls that away, and it's quickly 0-2. Now, in this situation like this, 0-2, would you send a runner in this situation?
Really, I don't see anything wrong with sending him here. You test the arm of the Humber catcher as well. You know, if things don't work out, you still got your number 4 guy coming up.
There's a swing and a miss as Rowe lunges at that one, and he swings through it for the 3rd out of the inning, and the Sting are turned aside. Second strikeout of the game for Brownlee. 1 inning complete, no score. Each team with 1 hit, but no runs. And the Humber Hawks will send up their 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the 2nd inning. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs here at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa. This game between the Humber Hawks, the 2-time defending OCAA champions, looking to get a 3rd consecutive crown. Interrupted, of course, last year, 2020. There was no season due to the COVID pandemic. But the Humber Hawks were the champions in 2018 and again in 2019, and looking to three-peat here at this tournament. They are facing the Seneca Sting here. This game is not an elimination game, but the winner of this game will advance to play tonight at approximately 6:30 against the winner of the game that follows this one at approximately 1:30, and that game will be between the St. Clair Saints, the champions of the West Division, and the Durham Lords, who were winners yesterday over the Fanshawe Falcons 6-4 to advance to the Final Four today. So the double knockout part of the tournament, you keep playing until you lose twice. So the winners of this game and the next game will face tonight. The losers of this game and the next game will face off at approximately 4:30 in an elimination game. So Justin Walker is back on the mound, and so far, Jake, we've seen each pitcher really throwing hard, and each pitcher with a couple of strikeouts and giving up just one hit in the first inning.
Yeah, it's really excited to see how this one plays out here. But truly, I think it's going to be a pitcher's duel, at least until each team gets into their respective bullpen. I think, especially with the game last night, Humber is definitely expecting Dalton Brownlee to go, I would say, at least 6 strong innings here.
That's a good point, because last night the Humber Hawks had to use 5 pitchers in that game against George Brown, so they had to tap into their bullpen. And of course, when you do that, you play a lot of games in a short period of time. Your pitching depth really begins to show in a compressed tournament like this.
Exactly, yeah. And you know what? All credit to George Brown. They really worked the Humber pitchers all night long. A lot of pitches means potentially you might not see these pitchers play potentially until tomorrow.
The batter is Aiden Murphy, and he takes a ball, first offering from Justin Walker here in the top of the second. No score between the Humber Hawks and the Seneca Sting. Aiden Murphy, veteran player for the Hawks, was an OCAA All-Star this year. Count is 1 ball, no strikes. He pops that one up behind second base. Melvin Pujols going after it. Now it's drifting into right field with the wind, and it is caught by Caleb Batty in right field for the first out. So the wind pushing that one back out of the infield into the outfield, and a good catch there, 1 away. Of course, in a game like this, defense is so important, and against a great hitting lineup like Humber, you have to limit your mistakes. Last night, the Humber Hawks got a couple second chances from the George Brown Huskies, and that allowed them to add on to their lead in that game. And unfortunately for George Brown, those mistakes ended up hurting them.
Yeah, exactly. 13-7 final for Humber last night over George Brown. I think if it wasn't, even if they made the routine plays, we're probably looking at a 9-7 game. A very tight contest, and Seneca really has to work hard here at just making routine plays.
The batter hits it off the pitcher, and that's just going to die in the infield for a base hit for Jacob Turner, the designated hitter. For Walker, he looked like he had a chance to field that, but it went off his leg, and it rolled over to Jordan Blake at third, but the ball just died in the thick grass, and it's a base hit. 1 on and 1 away. Yeah, second hit of the game. To
Justin Walker's credit there, and thankfully for him, he was able just to kind of deflect that off his glove. He was going for his drive leg there if the glove wasn't there. So you know what? It sucks, but let him have the base hit instead of hurting that drive leg you got.
The batter is David Boato, the shortstop for Humber. They have a runner on first with 1 away. Here in the top of the second, he swings and misses at strike 1. Humber with 2 hits in the ball game. Justin Walker, the starting pitcher for Seneca, with a couple of strikeouts so far in the game. Turner gets his lead at first. Does not go. Pitch is in there for strike 2. Boato looked like he was going to go at it, and then he took it quickly. 0-2.
I think just looking at where he might be trying to hit the ball, I think he's trying to look for a pitch up. Unfortunately, Walker's been kind of low in the zone all morning.
Here's the 0-2 pitch from Justin Walker. Runner does not go. Pitch ends up hitting. No, it hit the batter. It looked like it hit maybe the shaft or the base of the bat, but Boato is holding his hand and runs down to first base. So it's a hit by pitch, and now the Hawks have 2 on with 1 away. And Matthew Naylor is going to come out and talk to the umpire about what happened there. Jake, what did you see?
You know what? I don't think there's really much of a discussion there. I don't think it got the butt of the bat there. I think it really caught him on the hand. I'm obviously, of course, didn't have a perfect look at it, but unfortunate. But I think it is a hit by pitch, not a foul.
Now, Boato, of course, he was down 0-2, so when you're down 0-2, you'll take a hit by pitch to help your team out because he was down in the count. But we have a bit of a delay here just to reset. Runners at first and second for Humber here in the top of the second. No score between the Hawks and the Seneca Sting. The batter will be Tyrus Bath in just a moment, the catcher. But a bit of a discussion between the Seneca players and their coach. Looks like we're settled away here. So hit by pitch. And after getting the first out in this inning, the Hawks have managed to get an infield single and a hit by pitch and have a bit of a threat here. Tyrus Bath will come up with one away here, at the very least looking to try and advance these base runners for Humber. And the umpires are, I don't know if they're looking at the ground right now. The third baseman, Jordan Blake, is talking with the umpires. Not sure what that discussion was about there, but looks like we're ready to go now.
Yeah, I'm not too sure exactly. I can only assume it was regarding that hit by pitch. You saw third baseman there really kind of object to it, saying it was a foul ball. I think it was just a continuation of that conversation.
First pitch from Justin Walker to Tyrus Bath is a strike, 0-1. Hawks with the runners at first and second here, one away, looking to get the first runs of the ball game here against the Seneca Sting. Here's the 0-1. Outside. Ball and a strike to Tyrus Bath. First at bat of the game for him. He is the Humber catcher. Looks down for the signal to the third base coach. Steps back in. Turner at second. Boato at first. Here's the 1-1. It is taken high for ball two. Bath thought about swinging at that, but held it back. Count is 2-1 to Tyrus Bath. Humber looking to break out here in the top of the second inning. Here it is. Pitch is lifted to right field, and that will be well out of play as the wind pushes it into the concourse area. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Really thought there that one might be in play, but just the wind when it gets up there, it just takes a hold of it completely and was able just to throw it out of play.
The wind from the north pushing the ball to right field and towards the first baseline here. So any ball that goes to left field is probably going to get caught up in the air. Here's the 2-2. Off speed. Misses, and the count runs full.
I think that was just a very common situation of not getting on top of the off-speed pitch. That curveball, you'll just kind of see it float up in the zone. Very dangerous thing to some of the better hitters if they're unable to get the ball down and actually finish through the pitch.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Tyrus Bath. 1 away here, and time is called. Bath may be trying to break up the routine or the rhythm of Justin Walker here. This is a big pitch in this game right now. Payoff pitch to Bath. Fouled. Fell off his foot. And that one stings in a cold day like this when it's only 6 degrees out.
Yeah, that one I do not envy being in that situation. That hurts.
He's going to walk it off and take a moment here to make that sting go away a little bit. Guess we could call that a Seneca sting. Withdrawn.
Don't quit your day job.
Okay, thank you. That's all I got.
All right, fair enough. We'll work on it.
We'll work on it. It can get better than that. Tyrus Bath steps back in now. Looks like he's recovered and ready to go. Again, the count is 3-2. 1 away here. 2 on for Humber in the top of the second. Pitch is fouled again to the right side and out of play.
What a great at-bat so far. This would be number 7, I believe.
Yeah, 7th pitch coming up between these two here. In the last inning, Cam Wilcox also had a 7-pitch at bat, ended up striking out. Humber looking to work the pitch count here, of course, of Justin Walker as well. 3-2 again to Tyrus Bath. That ball is hammered to left field, and it flies in front of the left fielder. Base hit. The ball comes in, and it's an RBI single for Tyrus Bath, and that is a huge hit for the Humber Hawks. They lead at 1-0.
That was hit on a line towards left fielder. Actually, Farrell, and to his credit, well done on keeping in front of him. That was
Dawson Peters-Keene.
Peters-Keene, yeah. We saw this similar situation last night with Fanshawe, with their right fielder, unable to keep it in front of them, and that allowed Durham College to score 3 runs on that play.
Of course, the sun is definitely in the eyes of the outfielders here, too, with the sun is right in Dawson Peters-Keene's face. But he managed to keep that ball in front of him, and so the Hawks' base runner on first at the moment was David Boato. He only got to second. So it's first and second with 1 away now. The batter is Hudson Lockwood, and he will look at ball 1.
Seems like the velocity has kind of trickled off a little bit there.
This inning began quietly for Humber with a fly out to right, but then a single and a hit by pitch, and then another single has brought in the first run of the game for Humber here in the top of the second. Justin Walker will see that pitch hit the batter on the leg, and the bases are loaded with 1 away.
That one I would contest a little bit. It looked like he leaned into that pitch instead of it actually hitting him. That's maybe not a contestable play, but just something to note.
So that's the second hit batter of the inning. One run in already for Humber. And here's Stephen Nawrabecki, who is 1 for 1 in the ball game, single to lead it off back in the first. And a big situation here with the bases loaded and 1 out. And you've got Nawrabecki, the batting champion of the OCAA this year, at the plate. First pitch bounces in there, ball 1. Seneca really in a precarious situation defensively here. They looking for any out that they can get. Try and limit the damage to just 1 run.
Yeah, exactly. We're hearing the Seneca bench right beside us. They're trying to figure out the best way to play Nawrabecki.
0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Big cut there from Nawrabecki, and it's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, that one was. I don't think Nawrabecki was trying to keep that one in the ballpark. That one was trying to go a long way.
If he can hit it to right field, again, the wind is blowing to right field. He would like to be able to launch it to right field. Maybe you got to sacrifice fly or get it over the right fielder's head.
Exactly, yeah.
1-1 is the count. Walker's pitch is on the ground, foul to the right side, and it's 1-2.
If I was the Seneca defense here, I would start to shift my guys, especially the outfielders, just start trickling as if he was going to pull the ball. He's definitely been pulling it all AB. He's probably going to be doing the same thing here if he makes contact again.
The Sting did move in their left fielder a few steps, thinking that if a ball does go to left field, that they can keep it shallow enough to try and prevent a sac fly. 1-2 is the count to Stephen Nawrabecki. 1 away here, bases loaded for Humber. They lead at 1-0. Pitch is fouled. We will reset again. Top of the order here for Humber. Again, Nawrabecki batted .478 this year in the OCAA to lead, and he was the batting champion. He's been in this situation many times before. A veteran bat, exactly who Humber would like to have up at the plate right now. Walker is ready. Here's the 1-2, and it hits the batter. Nawrabecki takes that one in the belt, and that will bring in the second run of the inning, and it's 2-0 Humber.
Well, certainly not. Probably one of the worst case scenarios there. You knew you weren't going to get Nawrabecki out on strikes. He only struck out 2 times the entire season. But when you put one on base, or you subsided one threat, another one takes his place, and that's the case with Dennis DeBanning.
DeBanning will come up here again with the bases loaded. Still only 1 out, and it's a 2-0 Humber lead. So Boato came in on that. Hit by pitch. And Seneca will have a mound visit. Try and settle things down here as they do not want to fall too far behind in this game if they can help it. Bases are loaded. Tyrus Bath is at third. Hunter Lockwood at second. Stephen Narebecki at first. The batter is Dennis DeBanning, OCAA Player of the Year. Fifth-year veteran DeBanning struck out in his first plate appearance. Justin Walker looking for a strikeout here with the bases loaded if he can get it. Big part of this game early on. DeBanning will take the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Justin Walker has hit 3 batters in this inning from the mound. 1-0 pitch to DeBanning. And it is taken high for ball 2. Hitters count now for DeBanning with the bases loaded. Humber up 2-0. Looking to add on here and really take control of this game. The Humber bench is fired up. The 2-0 is off speed. DeBanning was going to offer at it, and he held back, check swing, but it's a strike, 2-1.
Well, I don't think anyone in the park was expecting a 2-0 curveball from Justin Walker.
So that Walker gets Walker back in the count now. Still 2-1 to Dennis DeBanning. Bases loaded. 1 away. And time is called just as Walker was getting into the windup. We will reset. Seneca looking maybe for a double play to try and get out of this inning, but again, DeBanning is fast. It'll be really hard to turn a double play in this situation. The 2-1 pitch to DeBanning is outside, ball 3. 3-1. No place to put DeBanning. Definitely a hitter's count. Humber Hawks looking to explode here in the second inning. They have 2 runs in already. They have the bases loaded, 1 out. 3-1 pitch to Dennis DeBanning. That is lifted to right field. Calabati is there. He catches it for the out. We'll throw it back into the infield, but that will be a sacrifice fly as Tyrus Bath comes in. Sac fly for DeBanning, 3-0 Humber. Under the circumstances, probably Seneca would probably taken out in the situation there with bases loaded, only 1 away.
Yeah, you know what? It's tough, but with the power DeBanning has, I think Seneca will definitely trade the run for the out there.
Hudson Lockwood also tagged on that play, came from second down to third. So it's now runners at first and third for Humber here in the top of the second. 3 runs in on 2 hits, 3 hit batters, and a sac fly. Justin Walker trying to limit the damage to just 3 runs here if he can. The batter is Justin Raspanti, and he takes strike 1. Raspanti is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He flied out to center field on a good catch by Gabe Bourgeois back in the first inning. 3-0, top of the second, runners at the corners. Chilly morning here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium, about 6 degrees, and it's windy. Ball bounces, great block by Seguin, and gets it in time to prevent the run from coming in from third, but it does allow Narebecki to run into second base, so it's now second and third.
Yeah, that was a great block by Seguin there. That one, potentially Humber could have tried to go home there, but you know what? The fantastic block there really stopped it.
Justin Walker, the pitcher, came over to the plate to take a throw if there had been a play at the plate, and the Hawks ended up not trying to score the 4th run there. So it's second and third now, 2 away. And the Hawks hoping that Raspanti can cash in at least 1 or 2 more here and really take stranglehold. The 1-1 pitch is high. Also, too, Walker has thrown a lot of pitches in this inning.
Yeah, with the hit by pitches and the complete loss of control, at least in this this top half, you got to wonder of what's the leash like for the Seneca coach here to pull him.
Here's the 2-1. Off-speed pitch. Nice pitch there. Swing and a miss by Respanti, and the count is 2-2.
If I was him, the batter between Walker and Sagan, I'd be throwing that curveball a little bit more. He's thrown it a number of times this inning, and I don't think he's missed any of them for strikes. All of them have been in the zone and have totally fooled hitters.
2-2, 2 away, 2 on, and pitch misses. The 2-2 pitch misses. Walker was looking to get the call there. It looked like he was a little frustrated not getting the call there, so it's now a full count. 3-0 Humber. We're in the top of the second inning. Runners at second and third, 2 away. Full count pitch to Justin Respanti. It is hit to right field, and it's a base hit. That'll score 1, and it'll score 2 as Respanti will dig in for second with a 2-run double, 5-0 Humber.
That ball was bobbled there by the right fielder Batty. I think that's what caused the second run to score, as well as the hitter that moved to second base.
So it'll be a single for Respanti, and an error in right field allows Respanti to go to second. But coming in to score there were Lockwood and now Rebecki. 5-0 Humber here in the second inning, and the Humber Hawks are doing what the Humber Hawks do. You might have them down for an inning or two, and then all of a sudden they explode. Mound visit, and that is going to be it for Justin Walker. So he had a great first inning, but unfortunately for him in this second inning, he had the first out. There was nobody on with 1 away, but he gave up a single, hit a batter, gave up another single, hit a batter, and then hit another batter, hit 3 batters in total. There was a sac fly and then another hit, and he is out of the game here with 2 out in the second inning, and it's a 5-0 Humber lead. And Seneca, that's a tough turn of events for them here in this first game.
It really is. After a wonderful first inning by Justin Walker, it just seems like we saw a different guy out there for the top of the second inning. Again, the cold I think the cold probably got to him a little bit and really threw off the control and the consistency from Walker. So
coming on to pitch for the Seneca Sting.
20, sorry.
It'll be Jake Ruby. Jake Ruby coming on, the right-hander, who this year posted a record of 2 wins and no losses, made 5 appearances, but only threw 8 innings in total, pitched to an earned run average of 3.5, struck out 6, walked 4, and did have a save for the Seneca Sting this year. But he comes on in a situation where the Seneca Sting came into this game with high hopes against Humber. Of course, they beat them both games in the regular season and had some confidence, but that confidence has been shattered so far in the early going of this game.
Yeah, really, if we're looking just as in past history, Humber has scored more in 1 inning than they did in 2 games against the Seneca Sting back in the first weekend of October. I think Seneca has a very tall order ahead of them. I'm not too sure at this point if they're going to surmount it.
And of course, they've used one of their best pitchers of the season in Justin Walker, and he's been chased from the game after only being able to get 5 outs in this ball game. So they maybe are thinking, okay, well, he doesn't have it right now. Save him for later on, and hopefully you get into a chance to play tomorrow, and maybe Walker still has a bit of energy left to pitch again.
Yeah, fair enough. It's I can only think Justin Walker threw around 60 pitches ish, give or take.
A lot in the second inning for sure.
Yeah, there's still plenty in the tank though for Walker, I do believe, as long as he kind of rests up. And there's a chance he could probably go tomorrow, pending some Tylenol maybe.
The batter is Cam Wilcox. Runner at second here for Humber with 2 away. 5 runs in here in the top of the second for the Hawks. Cam Wilcox is 0 for 1 in the game. He struck out back in the first. That pitch is lifted to left field and very foul, so it's 0-2. Bat around inning here for the Humber Hawks. Started out quietly when Aiden Murphy flied out to right field. And since then, the Hawks have put their offense together with a slew of hits, a sac fly, and 3 of their batters hit. 0-2 pitch is outside, 1-2. Jake Ruby on in relief of Justin Walker. Runner at second, 2 out. Ruby is ready. Pitch is lifted to right field. Caleb Batty is going back. Cannot make the catch. It goes to the warning track. That will score a run, and it's a double for Cam Wilcox, and it's now 6-0 Humber.
Now, I thought that would have been a fair, relatively routine fly ball, but I think a really poor read by the right fielder there, and potentially the carrying of the wind sent it right over his head.
Batty is in right field, and he has his hands on his knees, and he's frustrated with not being able to get that one. But you're right. I think, too, that's a good point. The wind is strong to right field, and any ball to right field that is hit hard is going to carry. And it's a big double for Wilcox, a batter on inning, 6-0 Humber. And that brings up Aiden Murphy, who was the first batter of this inning and flied out to right. He looks at ball one from Jake Ruby. So not at all what the Seneca Sting are hoping for in the second inning. And the Humber Hawks, as they've done all season long, all of a sudden exploding big time. There's a swing and a miss, strike one, 1-1. Runner at second, 2 away, 6-0 Humber. We're in the top of the second.
Yeah, Humber really showcasing their offensive capabilities here.
The 1-1 pitch from Ruby is hit to center field. Gabe Bourgeois drifting back. He's behind it and will catch it for the 3rd out of the inning. The inning is over. Aiden Murphy ended up making 2 outs in that inning. But in between that, 6 runs come in for the Humber Hawks, and we've played an inning and a half. It is Humber 6, Seneca no score. So recapping that second inning for Humber, 6 runs on 4 hits. There was an error. There was a sac fly, and there were 3 batters hit by a pitch. And, of course, hitting batters, that deflates the defense a little bit too. And the Humber Hawks took advantage of the opportunity and cashed in.
Yeah, I think part of the reason might be some, maybe not defensive miscues or anything like that, but when you start you take them out of the game with 2 back-to-back hit pitches, but 3 in the inning. It's very difficult for your team to stay involved when they're kind of just sitting around waiting things to happen. They have to be active. They have to be ready to go. But, hey, you know what? That's baseball. They still got plenty of time to scrape away. That's true.
The Seneca Sting had a great season. They finished 9-3. They had success against the Humber Hawks, winning 5-2 and 6-0 in their regular season games. Seneca does have some firepower, and they're going to need to claw back into this game. They got a lot of time to do it. Still only the bottom of the second inning. So they just need to get some base runners, but it's been a long time since they've had anybody up at the plate because that was such a long inning for Humber in the top of the second. For Dalton Brownlee, he probably had almost half an hour to rest there between the first and second inning.
And you know what? That's almost a bad thing with how cold it is right now. Things kind of get tight again. Things don't move as well as they did in the previous inning. I was wondering if he's maybe there with the support staff and the physiotherapist just trying to make sure he's still loose and ready to go.
So Dalton Brownlee taking his warm-ups here. In the first inning, he gave up a single, but did strike out 2 Seneca batters to strand that runner. But now he comes on here in the second inning with a 6-0 lead as he's got some huge run support. The leadoff batter for the second inning here for Seneca will be the designated hitter, Evan Farrell. And Evan Farrell is a first-year player from Milton, DHing in this game. Big right-handed hitter. And bats from the right side. He'll be followed by Dan Sagan, the catcher. Sagan, one of the number of players on the Seneca Sting who appeared in the Final Four tournament in 2019 for Seneca. So they do have some veteran experience in this tournament from 2019, just as the Humber Hawks do. Brownlee's pitch is in there for a strike. Almost at an unhittable location. They're right at the knees.
Yeah, with how fast he's throwing it, there's you either need to be sitting on that location or just try and poke your bat out. Other than that, there's no way.
Second pitch is inside. Ball and a strike to Evan Farrell. Seneca looking to get back into this ball game here. They trail 6-0, bottom of the second inning. They are the home team in the red jerseys. Third pitch is fouled away hard behind home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Farrell. Just 1 hit in the ball game so far for the Sting back in the first inning. Count is 1-2 to Evan Farrell. Brownlee is ready. He misses with that pitch. It's 2-2. Brownlee was an OCAA All-Star this year for the Humber Hawks. 2-2 now the count. Nobody away, nobody on here. That ball bounces away for ball 3. 3-2. Farrell just looking to get on base here and try and get something started for the Sting. Brownlee did strike out a pair back in the first inning and hit 32 strikeouts in the regular season to lead the Hawks. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That is lined to left field. Hit very well. No chance between third and short. Base hit. Second of the game, and Farrell is on, and that's a much-needed base runner for the Sting.
Yeah, it is. That was a fantastic at-bat there. Way to work the count. 3-2 made him throw, I think, 6 pitches right there, and hey, results in a base hit. Seneca will absolutely take it.
So that brings up Dan Sagan, the catcher, one of the veterans on this Seneca team. Bottom of the second, 1 on, nobody out. Brownlee has that pitch ripped hard to right field. That was crushed, but it's foul, 0-1.
I think Seneca's ready to go.
Dan Sagan only got into 9 games this year for the Sting. And he checks his swing. It gets away from the catcher, and the base runner at first opts not to go. So good job there by Tyrus Bath to get to the ball quickly, and maybe a missed opportunity and a missed base there potentially for Seneca.
I think that was called a strike as well. Oh, wow.
The count is, we think it's 1-1. That ball gets away. No chance that time for Tyrus Bath as Farrell goes down to second on a wild pitch. So it's a 2-1 count to Dan Sagan. Seneca with the runner at second and nobody out here. They are trailing 6-0, bottom of the second. Brownlee's been a little wild in this at bat. Here's the next pitch. It is very close but misses, and the count goes to 3-1. Sagan, the left-handed hitting catcher for Seneca here now with a 3-1 count to Brownlee. That is grounded foul, and the count runs full. Certainly the Seneca Sting making lots of noise here, and as they try and encourage their teammates to climb back into this game here. And this, if you can get something here in the second inning, and just gives you some of the momentum back.
Yeah, it does, 100%. I think they're seeing that Dalton Brownlee here is also taken effect to the cold and to the temperatures and all that. So really, you know what? It's still two teams going at it. One run here just kind of gives a little more life.
3-2 pitch is high, ball 4. It's a walk. And the Seneca Sting now have runners at first and second with nobody out, and that's going to bring out the pitching coach for the Humber Hawks. They're going to talk things over here. And even though it's a 6-0 game, I guess they're not really liking what they're seeing right now, and going to try and settle Brownlee down a bit here.
Yeah, you know what? I think this is really just a conversation. Just kind of, hey, take a deep breath, relax. There's nothing going on. We still got a 6-run lead. Just throw strikes. I understand there's been a few tough calls that really could have gone either way. But that being said, that's baseball. Throw strikes and get your defense involved.
Yeah, close calls are always part of the game. Brownlee has received the words of wisdom. Tyrus Bath, the catcher, runs back to the plate. Looks like we're ready to go. The batter will be Melvin Pujols, second baseman for the Seneca Sting. And here's the situation with first and second, nobody out. And some production here would really help get Seneca back into the ballgame. They trail at 6-0, looking to strike here and get on the board. Brownlee's pitch is an off-speed pitch. Pujols went after it, 0-1. I think he was sitting on the fastball there, and that one was nowhere close when he had to swing.
No, Brownlee really pulled the string on that one. Yeah, he definitely was not sitting curveball there.
0-1 pitch, swing on and miss, strike 2. So Brownlee quickly ahead in the count here. Evan Farrell is at second, Dan Seguin at first. Nobody out here for Seneca, bottom of the second. 6-0 Humber. Pujols is down 0-2. We'll see what Brownlee comes up with here. The pitch is very high, ball 1. Trying to get a chase. Seneca in the red jerseys, Humber in the blue jerseys. Count is 1-2 to Melvin Pujols. Pitch is hammered to left field and will drop for a base hit. The Seneca Sting will not send the runner home from third, but the bases are loaded with a second hit of the inning for the Sting. Nobody out, bases loaded, and that'll bring up Caleb Batty.
Well, to Pujols' credit there, he really just put the bat out there and just Brownlee's power just kind of drive that one. Nonetheless, a hit is a hit, and this is probably the biggest at-bat Seneca will have probably all day.
So the bases are loaded, nobody out. Caleb Batty is the batter, the right fielder. Had a very busy time defensively in the top of this inning. Comes up here, swings and misses at strike 1. Big cut fastball.
Sorry, Brad. With how fast Brownlee's throwing right now, if I had any advice to anyone going up or even for myself going up, I would choke up and just go after that fastball. If that fastball's there, rip it.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Late on that one, strike 2. First-year player, had 2 triples this year, batted .290 in the regular season, looking to get his team on the board here in the bottom of the second inning. Bases loaded, nobody out. Brownlee is ready. Here's the 0-2. It is lifted to right field. Will it be deep enough? It's carrying deep to right. Back to the warning track. It is caught for the out, but it will be a sacrifice fly as Farrell comes in to score. It is now a 6-1 game.
I think Brownlee, if he wants to stay in this entire game, or even against like the better teams, he's going to have a heck of a lot better 0-2 execution there. 2 batters go, a single on an 0-2. This time, sac fly on 0-2. There really has to be nothing near the strike zone when you're way up like that.
That was a very deep hit ball. That was right to the warning track. So, but it does go as a sacrifice fly, so an RBI. Farrell scores 6-1. The runner on second was Seguin. He came down to third. So we now have Seneca with runners at first and third with 1 away. And the batter, as we have a bit of a delay here, now it looks like we're ready to go. Dawson Peters-Keene will be the batter for Seneca. They are now appealing at third base and appealing that they thought it may have left early. And that's to me, that's bizarre. That ball was so deep. There's no way that anyone would have left early on a ball that deep.
Yeah, that was it'd be a very nice jog in. There's not really much going on there. That one was, as you said, Brian, the warning track.
Interesting appeal that flatly denied by the umpires. So one away, runners at the corners. Swung on and missed by Peters Keene, 0-1. Peters Keene is the number 9 hitter, looking to get on base and turn the lineup over here. Seneca looking to get more than just one run. They trail at 6-1. We're in the bottom of the second. One away. Brownlee's pitch misses. 1-1.
Not a bad pitch there at the knees. Maybe just a touch below.
Seneca very lively on the bench right now, trying to get Peters Keene to bring in another run here for their team. 1-1 is the count. Ball is lifted to right field. We might see the same repeat. It's drifting back, and is caught in right field for the out, but that's another sacrifice fly as Sagan comes in to score, and it's now 6-2.
Chipping away. That's very good quality at-bats there. Fantastic work.
So 2 sacrifice flies here for the Seneca Sting, and a 6-0 deficit is now 6-2. They still have a base runner at first in Melvin Pujols, and that'll bring up Gabe Bourgeois, the leadoff hitter, who is 0 for 1 in the game with a strikeout to lead it off for Seneca. So they'll look to get him on base here, but it's now 6-2. First pitch is taken for strike 1. Bourgeois led the Seneca hitting this year with an average of 400 and an on-base percentage of .580 with 14 hits.
Wow.
Runner does not go, pitches in the dirt. Ball 1. So again, Humber scored 6 runs in the top of this inning to go up 6-0. Seneca has clawed back here with 2 runs and still batting. 2 away, runner at first. Dalton Brownlee is ready. And here's the pitch. Very high, ball 2, 2-1.
Up around the head again.
Bourgeois will step back in here. Bats from the right side. Wears jersey number 5. Brownlee is ready. The 2-1 pitch, swung on and miss. Power against power there, 2-2.
I think Bourgeois' eyes lit up there with that high fastball. Maybe it's a touch too high for his liking, but he was on it.
We've seen a couple of deep fly balls in this inning for Seneca. He'll try and get another one into the outfield. That pitch misses, and the count runs full, 3-2. And with 2 away, the runner at first, Pujols, will likely be moving with the pitch. Humber 6, Seneca 2. 2 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Brownlee pauses, tosses it in, and it misses. Ball 4, and that's the second walk of the inning. Brownlee a little disappointed with the call there, and 2 on now with 2 away.
Yeah, that was, again, another case of the close calls there. That one was just on the corner. I thought that was a good pitch, but hey, that's why I'm not in all black today.
So 2 on now with 2 away. Runner in scoring position for Seneca. They have 2 runs in here, looking to add on. The batter is Logan Isaacs, and he will take strike 1. Logan Isaacs this year led the Seneca Sting in at-bats with 41 at-bats, batted .268. Had 11 hits in the regular season. Count is 0-1. Sting with 2 on and 2 away. Pujols dancing around there at second base to try and distract Brownlee, the pitcher. Got him to step off. Here's the 0-1. Fouled away. Big cut. Hit straight back, and it is 0-2. 2 hits in this inning. There have been a couple of walks, a couple of sacrifice flies. Been one wild pitch. But Brownlee has thrown a lot of pitches in this inning suddenly. 0-2 to Isaacs, and he steps off, and now Tyrus Bath will come out and talk to Brownlee. Make sure that they know what they're doing here. Here comes Aiden Murphy in from first base. And, of course, always have the gloves up in front of the face so nobody can see what do any lip reading.
Yeah, it's I don't think anyone's going to do it anyways. I think it's just
just what you see on TV.
Exactly. You know what? See it, let's do it.
Looks cool.
Exactly. That's half the game.
Yeah, half the game is looking cool. Logan Isaac steps back in, the left-handed batter. 0-2 count here, but Seneca with 2 on and 2 out. Trailing 6-2, looking to get back further. That pitch is popped up to short. David Boato is under it. He's got it. The inning is over, and the Stinger turned aside. But they do score 2 runs on a couple of hits and a couple of walks and a couple of sacrifice flies. 2 innings complete. Humber 6, Seneca 2. So we go to the 3rd inning here at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium in Oshawa. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs. As we go to the 3rd inning, Humber Hawks with a 6-2 lead. All of the scoring coming in that last inning, the 2nd inning, very long inning, as both teams had a lot of at-bats. And Seneca just scoring 2 there to climb back into it just a little bit. And still lots of time to go in this ball game. But their starting pitcher, Justin Walker, was chased in the 2nd inning, and Jake Ruby will continue on here in the 3rd. Again, the winner of this game will play tonight at approximately 6:30, and will face the winner of the next game that's coming your way at approximately 1:30 this afternoon between the Durham Lords and the St. Clair Saints. The loser of this game will play at approximately 4 o'clock, give or take, and they will play the loser of the Durham Lords the Durham Lords and St. Clair Saints game at 1:30. So lots of baseball to come here on a chilly morning in Oshawa. Actually, we now just moved into the afternoon. It's just afternoon right now, but it is still 6 degrees. No, it's moved up to 8 degrees now, so it's a little bit warmer than it was an hour ago. But the real feel is 5 degrees Celsius, so it's almost certainly the coldest game for either of these teams that they've played all season. We've enjoyed a fairly mild fall in most of Ontario and had temperatures much more comfortable than this. So wind chill right now of 5 degrees as we head to the 3rd inning. No threat of rain, though, of course, today. Nice blue sky. As Ruby is ready, and his first pitch is in there for a strike here to lead off the 3rd inning. It'll be Jacob Turner. Turner, in the 2nd inning for Humber, came up with 1 out, nobody on. He singled, later scored. That ball is lifted to right field and will be caught by Caleb Batty. Going back to near the warning track, long fly out, 1 away. So that's the first time in the game that the Sting have managed to... Correction, they did get the first out back in the 1st inning, but they're happy to not have a base runner here on with 1 out. Ruby is ready and pitches off speed and misses for ball 1 to David Boato. And he is the shortstop. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd inning. A 6-run inning for Humber. That ball is hit on the ground and will roll foul for strike. 1-1. Ball and a strike to David Boato. We're in the top of the third inning. 6-2 lead for the Humber Hawks. Jake Ruby is ready. The pitch is hit to third base and thrown over to first in plenty of time to get the out. Great play by Jordan Blake. 2 out, quickly 2 up and 2 down here for the Humber Hawks in the third inning, and that's certainly what the Stinger are looking for. Jordan Blake at third base defensively for the Sting, making that play. Blake, a fifth-year player from Toronto and attended Sir John A. Macdonald Collegiate. So 2 away. The batter is Tyrus Bath, the catcher. He singled and scored in the second. The first pitch to him is a ball. That pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Sting looking for a very quick inning here if they can get it. Try and recapture the offensive momentum they had in the bottom of that last inning. That pitch is off speed and misses. 2 balls and a strike now to Tyrus Bath. Humber scored 6 times in the top of the second inning on 4 hits and 3 hit batters. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Tyrus Bath. Right-handed hitter is ready. Here's the 2-2. It is high. Full count to Tyrus Bath, the Humber catcher. Payoff pitch taken, and for strike 3. Bath thought it was outside for ball 4, but it's a called strike. The inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for Humber. So that's exactly what Doctor ordered for Seneca here, as they can get back on the offense in just a moment's time. 2.5 complete here in Oshawa. Humber 6, Seneca 2. So that was the first strikeout of the game for Jake Ruby, and he's retired 4 straight. Came on, first batter he faced for Humber was Cam Wilcox, who doubled in a couple of runs, but since then, 4 straight retired. For Seneca in the bottom of the third, it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. They trail at 6-2. They were down 6-0. Dalton Brownlee will stay on the mound, of course, for the Humber Hawks. Had a very solid first inning. In that second inning, gave up 2 hits. Little bit wild. Had 1 wild pitch, but had a number of balls get past the catcher, even though when there wasn't anyone on base. Gave up a couple of very deep fly balls, both went going for sacrifice flies to right field. So Brownlee touched up a little bit there in that second inning, but he will look to settle things down himself.
Yeah, you know what, I think going forward, I think hopefully that pitching coach was having a conversation once he came back in. The 0-2 execution has to be a lot better. A lot of those hits, as well as the sac flies that came in, came on 0-2. So really, it kind of just, you know what, if you have to waste a pitch or two, trying to get the Seneca batters fishing, do so. He's an overpowering pitcher. He doesn't have to go at him every single time. That's going to net a bad recipe for disaster.
The Humber Hawks, as we've mentioned last night and this morning, they are the 2-time defending OCAA champions. They hoisted the banner here in 2018 and in 2019. There was no season last year, but they are looking for a 3rd straight provincial championship this weekend. Had a terrific regular season, posting a record of 11-3, but 2 of those losses were to these Seneca Sting. Their other loss came against the St. Clair Saints. And speaking of the Saints, we will see them in a short time in the next game as they take on the Durham Lords in the second game of day 2 here at the OCAA Championships. And it looks like we're almost ready to go. to the bottom of the third inning here. It will be Jordan Blake, again, the fifth-year player from Toronto. He is 0 for 1 in the game, playing third base today. Flied out to right field back in the first inning. And here comes Jordan Blake. He's coming onto your screen. Walking behind the umpire, saying hello to everybody on the Humber bench. Maybe not. And getting into the batter's box. So Blake is in there, right-handed hitter. Dalton Brownlee, right-handed pitcher, is ready to go. First pitch is taken low. They did check his swing. They appealed it, and they say it was a ball. So no strike. 1-0. Good discipline there by Blake. Here's the 1-0. That ball is hammered to center field. Now Rebecca going back. Cannot get it. Bounces on the grass and throws it into second. It's a leadoff double for Jordan Blake. And a very loud start for the Seneca Sting here in the third inning.
Yeah, that you said it well yourself there, Brian. That ball was hammered to well over Narembecki's head in center field. One of probably the farthest hit balls we've seen today.
Now Rebecca almost got to it. In fact, I think it just went off of his glove. And, of course, he was also looking toward the sun. And it's very bright here today with the sun right now. And the wind is blowing to the outfield, to right field, and to center. So early double here for Seneca. A.J. Rowe is the batter. He is 0 for 1 in the game. He struck out against Brownlee back in the first inning. Blake is at second, gets his lead. That pitch is taken for a strike, 1-1. There was no scoring in the first inning. Humber scored 6 in the top of the second. Seneca with the pair in the bottom of the inning. Humber was 3 up, 3 down in the top of the third. We're in the bottom of the third now. Brownlee's pitch is hammered to right field, but Hudson Lockwood is there. He catches it deep in right field. Will fire it into the infield. Tagging and going to third is Blake, and the Sting have a runner at third now with 1 away.
You know, well done by Rowe there just to kind of get that ball elevated. And he hit the ball well. A lot of Seneca players have been hitting the ball well last 2 innings. They have really brought it to Dalton Brownlee this game.
We've seen some very deep fly balls to the outfield, to center field, and to right field. The Sting with a couple of sacrifice flies back in the second inning to account for both of their runs. So it's Evan Farrell. And the DH looks at ball 1 from Brownlee. Runner at third here for Seneca with 1 away. Scoring opportunity for sure for Seneca. And like you said in the last inning, Jake, it's claw away, just claw away, 1 step at a time. That ball is fouled just beside us here in this broadcast area. Foul ball, 1-1.
Don't flinch.
You had a play on that.
I did. I don't know why I didn't go for it.
Of course, it hit the fence.
E-broadcaster.
Yeah. E-broadcaster. 1 ball and 1 strike to Farrell. Here's the pitch from Brownlee. It is taken and it misses. Ball 2.
Pitch just below the letters. I mean, we've seen this up as a pretty small zone. I think in normal times, maybe that would have been more potentially a strike.
Runner at third here, 1 away. That ball is hit to short. That will score a run as it's a ground out RBI for Farrell as Blake comes in to score. It is now 6-3.
Chipping away really well, and that Humber bench normally loud and active, as is the defense around Brownlee. Very quiet now.
David Boato making the play there at short to get the out. That ball is hit to right field. That is in for a base hit. Dan Sagan is on base for the second time. He walked and scored back in the second, but he keeps the inning going here with the Loud single to right, and the Seneca Sting still in business here. They trail it 6-3. Now a runner at first with 2 away. And Melvin Pujols will come to the plate, who had a good at bat back in the second inning with a single when he was down 1-2 in the count, and will come to the plate now with the runner at first, 2 away. 6-3 is the score now. A 6-0 deficit is now a 6-3 deficit. So the complexion of the game changing substantially here in the last little bit. Pujols swings and misses at strike 1 from Dalton Brownlee. We are in the bottom of the third inning. Seguin at first base. And he goes with the pitch. The ball is hit to right center. That is in there for a base hit. They will hold the runner at third, but it's another hit for the Sting here, and now they have runners at first and third with 2 out, and suddenly the tying run is at the plate. Pujols is 2 for 2 in the game now, and that brings up Caleb Batty, who hit a sacrifice fly back in the second inning and a deep ball to right field, and that's going to bring a mound visit.
And just as when Seneca and Humber played in the first week of October, it was the issue really came not from the starting pitching, but from the bullpen. Humber's bullpen against Seneca played incredibly poorly, giving up most of runs and accounting for both losses. So I don't think head coach really wants to go to the bullpen. He might not have much of a choice soon enough.
As we look down into the Humber bullpen, we see Braden Taylor, number 26, beginning to throw, the third-year pitcher for the Humber Hawks. And you know that the Hawks would dearly love to not have to bring in yet another pitcher. They used 5 last night in the game against George Brown. But Brownlee has been hit around here a little bit. 3 hits in this inning, a run in to make it 6-3. But now runners at first and third with 2 out. Caleb Batty with the chance to cut the deficit even further. Brownlee is ready. The pitch is hit to deep right field. It is going to be out of play for a foul ball. But that was good contact, even though it was foul.
Yeah, it really was. I'm not sure if really much the wind got to it. He just truly yanked it. But, hey, caught a barrel there.
Brownlee, the pitcher for Humber, really battling here, trying to get out of it with only 1 run surrendered. Gave up a couple of hits in the last inning, but he's given up 3 hits in this inning, including a double, 2 singles. Here's the 0-1. That is hit to right field. Is it going to get down? It is not. It is going to be caught by Hudson Lockwood. A very loud out, but the inning is over, and the Seneca Sting will be turned away with only run in. So 3 complete here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. Humber 6, Seneca 3. So 4th inning coming up now as the Seneca Sting come on to play defense. And the Humber Hawks have seen their 6-0 lead cut in half. And they have been retired 4 straight over the last couple of innings. They had a 3-up, 3-down inning offensively. So we'll see the 9, 1, and 2 hitters here for Humber in the 4th inning. But the complexion of this game has changed dramatically in the last 20, 30 minutes or so.
No, it really has, Brian. It's I think Humber has become a little bit too complacent with where they are right now. They thought maybe a 6-run lead. No, kind of let off the gas, but we've seen time and time again, both in the OCAA and, in the majors, you let off the gas, it will come and bite you in the butt. And it might be one of those cases. I think maybe the coach is kind of saying to the guys in the dugout, hey, take the foot off the gas, keep going at this guy. He's hittable. We can get some more runs. Let's get some more, support for our pitcher.
We saw it happen last night. The Humber Hawks had a quick 4-0 lead against the George Brown Huskies, but quickly gave that away.
Yeah.
And George Brown came back and took a 5-4 lead, and were leading that game in the third inning before Humber's offense struck again. So as we go to the fourth inning, all of Humber's runs came in the in the second inning, 6 runs coming in the second inning. And the Hawks managed to chase Justin Walker, who was the starting pitcher for the Sting. But since then, Jake Ruby has come in and kind of settled things down, and he's going to look to continue that trend here in the top of the fourth. Hudson Lockwood will be the leadoff hitter for Humber. First pitch is popped up and will go out of play. Off-speed pitch, and he lunged at that, so it's 0-1.
Yeah, he was way out in front of that, just to say the least. He's probably going to be best if you just sit back on it.
Lockwood, in his first plate appearance, was hit by a pitch. One of 3 Hawks batters hit by a pitch as a ball bounces away for ball 1. 3 batters hit by pitch in the second inning for the Hawks, and he later scored. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Ruby, and it misses, 2-1. Again, Seneca won both of the regular season games against the Humber Hawks at Connorville Park in Etobicoke. That ball is hit to right field and is in there for a base hit. No chance for the second baseman to get to it. That was Melvin Pujols. So it's a leadoff hit, and that turns the line up over for the Hawks, Stephen Rebecki. That ends a streak of 4 straight retired by Ruby, and kind of sets the table for the power part of the Humber lineup. Is we see now Rebecki now coming to the plate, the OCAA batting champion, 478 this year. Dennis DeBanning will follow along with Justin Respanti. Lockwood at first, gets his lead, does not go. First pitch is taken by now Rebecki for a ball. Humber 6, Seneca 3. We are in the top of the fourth inning here in Oshawa. Now Rebecki is ready. He looks at that pitch and it misses for ball 2, 2-0. That was certainly an off-speed pitch. Now Rebecki in the game is 1 for 1. He singled in the first inning, did not score. He was stranded, but he was hit by a pitch and scored in the second. Runner at first, nobody out here, top of the fourth. 2-0 pitch is low, gets into the dirt and bounces away. That will allow Lockwood to go to second on the wild pitch. 3-0. Actually, I shouldn't be too quick to judge whether it was a wild pitch or a passed ball. It's not my call to make, but I'm not sure what the official score will be on that. But it certainly gave Lockwood enough time to get down to second. So it's a runner in scoring position now as the Humber Hawks look to try and extend their 3-run lead here in the fourth. 3-0 count to now Rebecki. Will he have the green light here? He takes for ball 4. And it's now first and second. Nobody out. And here's Dennis DeBanning. Big threat here for Humber as Seneca has climbed back into the game, but they don't want to give away more runs here in the fourth.
Yeah, they really don't. They have been chipping away for so long, and they've done a great job of doing that. Opening a door like this to the 2, 3, 4 guys really is not a smart idea.
Lockwood is the runner at second. Now Rebecki at first. Dennis DeBanning comes up. He hits that ball to third base. They will try and go to second, and they are not in time. They try to get the force-out play at second, but the ball held up in the grass. Jordan Blake probably would have had to play at first. That was a tough call to make, but now Rebecki, hustling with his speed, gets to second. The bases are loaded with nobody out. So DeBanning reaches I guess on what would be a fielder's choice. And we are going to see another pitching change for the Sting here. So all of a sudden the Humber Hawks have loaded the bases with nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning, leading 6-3 and looking to add on. The new pitcher, as Ruby comes off, the new pitcher will be Chris Rolfe, left-hander, number 4. Chris Rolfe is a second-year player, and during this season made 2 appearances, but Rolfe only pitched an inning and 2/3. Had no earned run average. He struck out 4, walked 1, but his team really needs him here to come up big in a very dangerous situation with bases loaded, nobody out, and the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up for the Humber Hawks.
Yeah, if Seneca can get out of this with 1 run, or hey, who knows, maybe they can tiptoe out of this with 0 runs allowed, the momentum change will be huge and totally in Seneca's favor.
Of course, they'll be seeing left-handed pitcher now, which they have not seen so far in this game. This inning began with Lockwood singling between the first and second base. He moved to second on a wild pitch. Stephen Rebecki walked. And then Dennis DeBanning came up, hit a weak grounder to third base, and Jordan Blake at third base elected to try and go to second. As we see, if you can see it on your screen here, a very low airplane just flying over the stadium here. Very low, actually, to see an airplane flying. There's the Oshawa Airport is not very far from here, but that is a very large plane and is moving to north of the stadium. I don't know if you can see it on your screen or not, but that was a bit of a strange sight. You don't usually see planes this low. You do see planes in the distance, but that was pretty low.
Yeah, and normally nothing that big either. That was kind of looking over just as we were hearing the rumbling. It's like, what is that?
So hopefully everything's okay there. The airport is about 3-4 kilometers to the northwest here along Taunton Road. And it's not unusual to see planes in the direction, but flying low over the just west of the downtown part of Oshawa here. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Bases loaded, nobody out. Humber sends up Justin Respanti. First pitch from Chris Rolfe is low for ball 1. Another big situation in this game. Respanti is 1 for 2, flied out to center in the first, singled and scored in the second when Humber scored 6. And they are poised to score more here in the 4th. Rolfe is ready. Pitch is popped up. Might be a play for Jordan Blake as he goes over. No, it's just over the fence on the other side near the Humber bench and goes out of play. But if that had just been a little bit further toward the playing field, it might have been a play on that. So it lands harmlessly as a strike. The count is 1-1. Bases loaded here for Humber in the top of the 4th. They lead at 6-3. That pitch is crushed to right field. It's a base hit. That's going to score 1. And now Rebecki will not come in as the first run comes in. Now Rebecki saw the throw coming in. He holds up at third. The bases are still loaded, but it's an RBI single for Respanti and is now 7-3 Humber.
Yeah, that was a well-hit ball there. It was a very smart idea just to keep the 1 runner. That ball was hit way too hard to the right fielder.
And with nobody out, of course, Humber not wanting to risk getting thrown out at the plate. They are primed potentially for a very big inning here.
Yeah, they really are.
It'll be Cam Wilcox, and he is 1 for 2 in the game. He doubled in a couple of runs. Doubled back in the second inning. First pitch from Rolfe is low, ball 1.
Great block by Sagan there. Got to note, though, that Cam Wilcox has been hot all, last night as well in the elimination game, but also today just been having incredible job seeing the ball really well.
He's the cleanup hitter, batting fourth in the lineup. The count is 1-0. He hits that one. That's going to drop in for a base hit in right center. 1 run is in. Here comes DeBanning. 2 runs are in, and it is now 9-3 Humber. So a 2-run single by Wilcox, and all of a sudden it's a 6-run deficit again. Raspanti held up at second on that. So it's first and second, but again, still nobody out here. So we have seen a single, a walk, an infield fielder's choice, and then 2 more singles to score 3 here. And it'll be Aiden Murphy. Murphy is 0 for 2 in the game. He has a couple of flyouts. First and second, nobody out. Murphy will look at the first pitch, taken for a ball. And Sagan was thinking that the runners might have been on the go there, but they held.
Yeah, I saw him take a very big secondary lead there. Might have just been a delayed steal call, but holding up nonetheless.
Humber Hawks, 9. Seneca Sting, 3. That ball is in the dirt. Nice block again by Sagan, but the count is 2-0.
Sagan really getting his work in this bottom half.
Seneca was down 6-0. They got it back to 6-3, but they've given those 3 runs back here in the 4th inning, and still nobody out. That ball misses for ball 3 in the dirt. Justin Raspanti at second. Cam Wilcox at first. And Aiden Murphy now with a 3-0 count. Here's the 3-0. That's taken for a strike, 3-1. Seneca just looking for an out here right now.
Yeah, they've been hit around real hard this top half here. Everything has been catching barrels.
3-1 from Chris Rolfe. That misses, just misses for ball 4, and the bases are loaded again.
Tough pitch on the inside corner, but again, if a pitcher's not throwing a lot of strikes, there's no way they're going to be getting the iffy pitches, the outside ones.
The batter will be Jacob Turner, the designated hitter. 1 for 2 in the game. He singled and scored in the second, flied out in the third. That ball is hit to right field. Batty goes back to catch it, and it goes off of his glove. He had it, and it popped out of his glove. That scores a run, and they do not get anybody out. That ball was in his glove, and it just squirted away, and it is now 10-3 Humber.
Well, Seneca has given the Hawks 2 extra outs this inning that they're gratefully saying thank you for, truly.
So Raspanti comes in to score there. And I believe that would be, now that's gonna chase Rolfe from the game. So we're going to see another pitching change for Seneca, but it's been a tough afternoon in right field so far for Seneca, and that ball was in his glove, and it just it dropped. So
yeah.
Still nobody out, and 4 runs in here for Humber. And again, we talked about it last night with George Brown facing Humber. You just cannot make multiple mistakes against Humber and expect that you're going to be able to get away with that.
No, exactly. You can't make any mistakes against a team like Humber with just the overall power that they have, not only just in the offensive categories, but in pitching as well. It's they're running themselves out of the ball game. They're doing it so real fast.
So we will see a new pitcher, and it is number 1, Griffin Luchician will take over. He's from Welland. And Luchician Not sure if he. I don't see him with any data during the regular season from the pitching standpoint. So this may be his first appearance of the season on the mound, and he comes on with the bases loaded and nobody out, and his team trailing 10-3.
Yeah, no pressure. First appearance of the season.
So this will be the fourth pitcher of the game for Seneca, and would look like a promising potential comeback is now a huge deficit. They trail at 10-3, and we're in the top of the fourth inning. So big inning for Humber in the second when they scored 6 runs, and they have plated 4 here in the fourth inning. It just seems that when Humber scores, they put a lot of crooked numbers on the board. They're always capable of putting crooked numbers on the board if you don't make mistakes, but when you do, you're going to pay.
Yeah, it's when they strike in bunches, and no exception here. Still no outs, though. Runners on. Bases loaded again.
And the Humber Hawks now starting to threaten to get this game into mercy rule territory, which
I think it's what they need.
Well, they certainly would like to not have to tap into their bullpen any further. That's for sure. They almost had to in the last inning, but Brownlee got out of it. So Griffin Luchician is on the mound. His first pitch to David Boato is a ball. Bases loaded, nobody out, 10-3 Humber. That pitch close, but misses, 2-0.
You saw him kind of almost, he was thinking about going after it. I mean, good thing he didn't otherwise.
Boato in this game is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the second. He grounded out to third in the third inning. 2-0 pitch. That hits Boato. Fourth batter of the game hit by Seneca pitching, and it'll bring in another run. It is 11-3.
Well, Humber will definitely take another one.
So credit an RBI on the hit by pitch to Boato, and now 5 runs in this inning, and he hits another batter. That is the 5th batter hit in the game, and it brings in yet another run. It is now 12-3 Humber. Of course, the mercy rule does not kick in until after 5 innings of play, so there's still a lot of baseball to be played, even if Seneca is not able to climb back into this game. But Luchician has come in here and hit the first 2 batters.
Still nobody out, though.
And there's a strike. Lockwood is the batter. And he hits Lockwood. 3 consecutive batters hit by a pitch, if you can believe it. And that's going to bring a mound visit. So Lockwood goes down to first. Jacob Turner comes in to score on that hit by pitch. And it is 13-3 Humber.
Wow.
So that brings the lineup to the back to the top of the order, and here's Stephen Narebecki. So it doesn't get any better from Seneca's standpoint.
Mm-hmm. You see the third base coach having a talk with the home plate umpire, and I'm pretty sure the conversation, I think the umpire is almost defending the pitcher a little bit because, 3 back-to-back-to-back hit by pitches really raises the concern of, if he should be in the game. Because really, in cold temperatures like this, hit by pitches are a lot more painful, and they can cause a lot more damage too. So I think the Humber coach is just trying to say, hey, you know what, this is kind of ridiculous here. Obviously, of course, you can clearly tell they're not intentional.
Oh, absolutely not. But Seneca pitching they've hit 6 Humber batters in this game. And I've seen a lot of baseball games over the year. I don't think I've ever seen a team hit the other team 6 times in a game.
No, especially none of them intentionally.
Still nobody out. Now Rebecca is the batter, and he fouls that one away. Strike 1. Now Rebecca has a couple of runs scored. He has singled. He's been hit by a pitch. He's walked. Bases loaded. Nobody out. That ball is hit down the right field line and just foul. Count goes 0-2. 0-2 now, the count. 7 runs in here in the top of the 4th inning for the Humber Hawks. 6 runs in the second, 7 here in the 4th. 13-3 is the score as Luchician misses that pitch, 1-2. The 10-run deficit now for Seneca, and we are still in the top of the 4th inning with nobody out. Now Rebecca hits that on the ground to short. Looks like it'll be an out here. They'll step on first, throw on to second. Not in time. Is the first out of the inning, but it does bring home another run. 14-3 Humber. So it's a fielder's choice RBI for now Rebecca. Boato scores on the play. Tyrus Bath moves down to third, and Lockwood is out at second, forced out on the play by the shortstop. So 1 away here. Here's Dennis DeBanning for his second at bat of the inning. That ball is hit to third base. Third baseman has got it, cannot pick it up in time, and everybody is safe. It bounced hard off of him, and he wasn't able to come up with it, and could not get the ball in time to throw over to first base. It's the second time in the inning that DeBanning has hit the ball to third base, and they haven't been able to get him out.
No, it's not. I think the third baseman, all credit and due respect to him, I think he's just trying to work a little bit too fast. Just keep it simple. Just field it. You make a play. Don't overthink it. Just don't try and get too nervous about it. You still got a chance, even someone as fast as Dennis down there.
So it's now 15-3. Nutrition will miss the first pitch there to Justin Raspanti. 9 runs scored here in the top of the 4th inning for Humber to blow this game wide open. And that pitch is fouled. Strike 1. Raspanti did try to hold up on that, but he ticked the ball as it went over the plate. 1-1 pitch is high, 2-1. There's that plane again in the background.
Same one?
It looks like to be the same plane, but again, very low altitude, but does look to be heading towards the airport. There's a pitch in for a strike from
Oh, yeah, I think it is.
Luchician, and the count is 2-2 to Justin Raspanti. He is 2 for 3 in the ball game with a couple of singles. He scored 2 runs. And he will take ball 3. 3-2. And Luchician really wanted that pitch, as did the Seneca staff.
Needs it.
3-2 pitch. Gets away from the catcher, and it is a walk that will load the bases again.
And it doesn't look like he's going to be pulled here, so it's he's going to be set to face the 4-hitter.
Well, I mean, there's still a lot of baseball to be played in this tournament, and Seneca wants to, they're if they do not come back in this game, they're going to be playing again at 4:30, and they need to have that pitching. As that ball gets away from the catcher, Seguin, and now Rebecca will trot home with the 16th run of the game for Humber. So wild pitch, 16-3.
We're still here in the bottom of the 4th, too.
top of the fourth.
Top of the fourth. Oh, it is. Yeah, you're right. Ooh.
That ball is hit to left field and will be dropped. He dropped it. It was there for left fielder Dawson Peters-Keene, and looked like he had it, but the ball came out of his glove just as we saw it happen in right field earlier in this inning. So that ball drops. Everybody is safe, and it's now 17-3.
You know, it's unfortunate because there's been a number of plays this inning that Seneca should have made. Again, talking about the routines, can't give Humber extra outs, and I have no clue how many outs they've given at this point.
There's a ball knocked down by Jordan Blake at third. He'll throw it on to first, and they are not able to make the play at first. Nice effort there by A.J. Rowe to try and haul that ball in and tag the runner or the batter as he came over first base, but everybody is safe. And another run is in, and it is 18-3. That was Aiden Murphy with that infield single. Moves Wilcox to second. And the batter is Jacob Turner. And there's a pitch in for a strike. I'll be honest, my score sheet is getting a little crazy here as I try and keep up with all the data. A lot of filled-in diamonds on my score sheet. 12 runs in this inning so far for Humber, and it's 18-3.
It's almost unfair at this point.
That ball is in the dirt for a ball, so the count is 2-1 to Jacob Turner, the designated hitter, who has scored twice. He's 1 for 3, reached on an error. That was the one that was hit to right field. Nutrition misses that pitch for ball 3. Very close.
Ooh, that one was in the zone.
3 balls and 1 strike.
You got to think for Humber now with Dalton Brownlee has been sitting for at least 45 minutes as ball 4.
Nutrition misses that one. I think that was ball 4, but it's no, it's a full count.
You got to think maybe Humber will put in one of their weaker arms just to, shut it down. They got 5 runs to work with.
That ball is popped up. A play for the infield. Will they be able to bring this one in? They do. Logan Isaacs catches that for the second out.
You got to wonder, though. I don't think it'd be smart to put Dalton Brownlee back out there. He's thrown quite a bit. Let's not, hypothetically, you put him up against St. Clair or, another Titan like that.
The batter will be David Boato, who's been hit twice by a pitch. He's 0 for 1 in the game, but he's twice been hit by a pitch, scored twice. As Luchitian's pitch is in for a ball. Humber 18, Seneca 3. We are in the top of the 4th inning. And they have called a balk on the pitcher. And that will move the base runners up on the balk. Boato gets a strike, or swings and misses at strike 1, so it's 1-1. 2 away here, runners at second and third. 12 runs in for Humber here in the top of the 4th inning, and another batter hit by a pitch. And that is, by my count, the 7th Humber batter hit by a pitch in the game. And the bases are loaded again with 2 out. And fourth batter hit by Luchitian. And I think we are going to see another pitcher. We're going to see some defensive changes, I guess, as Seneca will take Luchitian out of the game. He did manage to get 2 outs, but it's been all Humber. And I will underline, I'll use all capitals, I'll use bold font. I will underline it.
Ooh.
All Humber in this game.
It's true.
And one of the biggest innings that we would that you could see in a tournament, 12 runs in an inning, as Tyrus Bath was the scheduled hitter, but we're going to see a pinch hitter for Humber here, as we're probably going to see Humber make some changes, and I think we've probably seen the end of the day for Brownlee with a 15-run lead. You're probably not going to. Yeah, you're going to save that pitcher for later in the tournament.
Exactly. There is. I don't see any logical reason to put Brownlee back out there with. He's your ace. Do not use him wisely. And I think if head coach Corey Black would go back over it, I think he would maybe say, let's maybe not use Brownlee this game. Let's save him.
So the new pitcher for Seneca is Robert Rioji. Robert Rioji will take on the mound now for Seneca. And again, making his first appearance of the season. I do not see any data for him during the regular season. So Rioji comes up, and we're going to see a pinch hitter here for Humber. So Robert Rioji is the new pitcher, 5th of the game for Seneca. And Dylan White will be the pinch hitter for Humber. First pitch is a ball. This has been a double bat-around inning for Humber. They have gone through the lineup twice in this inning. This is the 18th batter of the inning. Ball is fouled away, strike one. 1-1. Humber with the bases loaded here with 2 away. Leading it 18-3. Pitch is high, 2-1. Dylan White is a first-year player from Brampton and will likely take over behind the plate for Tyrus Bath to complete this game. Pitch is in there for a strike, 2-2. And another reason for Humber probably not bring Brownlee back in, because this has been such a long inning for Humber at the plate. He's probably gone cold at this point. That ball has hit the third. Blake will come up with it, step on third to retire the side. But it was an enormous inning, one of the biggest innings we've seen.
Yeah.
And 12 runs across for Humber. We've played 3.5 innings. It is Humber 18 and Seneca 3. And as we suspected, as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, we're going to see a new pitcher for the Humber Hawks. So Brownlee is done. Dalton Brownlee. He leaves after 3 innings. When he left the last inning, it was a 6-3 ball game. But Humber scored 12 times in the 4th inning to blow this. Wide open, 18-3, certainly in mercy rule territory now. Yeah. But the Seneca Stings still have a couple of chances at the plate here. And, obviously a 15-run deficit is as big as a deficit gets. But you're just trying to put some momentum together for later on in the tournament from Seneca's standpoint right now.
Yeah, it's I don't even know what to say at this point. It's going to be the coaches, I think, is probably fuming at this point. He's going to have a very long and very verbal conversation.
Well, it was, there were some miscues defensively as well that certainly extended the inning for Humber there. There were a couple of fly balls. There was that were in the glove of the outfielders and the ball dropped. There was a ball that was hit to third base that they ended up trying to go to second instead of first to get the batter, and everybody was safe, and that just kind of lit the fuse. And the Seneca Sting had to run through their pitching staff. Now have used 5 pitchers in this game, and they trail 18-3 coming up here in the bottom of the 4th. They will face Braden Taylor, and the third-year pitcher for Humber will take the mound. This is only his second appearance of the season. He came in one game, just pitched a third of an inning. He walked 1, he struck out 1. And, of course, with that little data, he has no earned run average, but was credited with the save. And there are lots of defensive changes for the Humber Hawks, so I will do my best to get all the names correct, but a lot of changes have happened defensively, as you might expect in an 18-3 game. So some of the names and numbers have changed dramatically. We know there's somebody new at third base for Humber, and that's Justin Raspanti is still at third. As first pitch from Braden Taylor is swung on a miss for strike 1, and we have a pinch hitter for Seneca here. Heath Gordon-Moore is the pinch hitter. He is down 0-2. Yeah, it does sound like something happened there on that swing on that foul ball.
Doesn't sound broken. I'm listening to the guys off by Seneca on deck circle. Doesn't sound. There's a distinct sound of a broken bat or a cracked bat, and I don't. Doesn't sound like that at all.
So Heath Gordon-Moore takes a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He appeared in 7 games this year for Seneca. Batted .286. Fouls that one over to play. No, it might be playable for the catcher, and he's got it. Dylan White came into the ball game. Makes the catch. 1 away. So 1 away, top of the order. Gabe Bourgeois will now bat. First pitch is a ball. Bourgeois is 0 for 1 in the game. Struck out and walked. Takes a ball, 2-0. Braden Taylor now the pitcher for the Humber Hawks. The right-hander is ready, and he hits the batter, which has been a trend in this game, although that's the first time a batter has been hit for Seneca. Doesn't quite even the score, but if you're counting it as 7 hit batters to 1 now.
It's revenge.
It's huge revenge. That, of course, that hit the elbow pad of Bourgeois, so really no injury there for Bourgeois. So he's at first with 1 away, and Logan Isaacs is the batter for Seneca. He has a hit, and he popped out to short. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning, 18-3. Humber takes a ball, 2-0. That ball is hit on the ground. The first baseman, Wilcox, comes up with it, will field it, and knocks it down, keeps it in front of him. Good job there, and steps on first for the out. And 2 away. That does advance Bourgeois to second.
Yeah, Cam Wilcox caught lunging there. Bobbled it, but I mean, with so much time at first base, he was able just to pick it up and just go right to the bag. Humber will definitely take it for a runner moving up 90 feet.
So Jordan Blake, the third baseman, comes up now. Doubled and scored back in the third inning as one of the 3 runs for Seneca in this game, as he takes ball 1 from Braden Taylor. Blake also flied out to right in the first. Dalton Brownlee, the starting pitcher for Humber in this game, out of the game now, with the game being an 18-3 count. As Blake takes a ball, it's 2-0. Seneca with a runner at second here, and 2 away. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Big fastball there.
Braden Taylor came on here in the 4th inning on the mound. That ball is hit between third and short, and they are not able to come up with it. That ball, the third baseman looked like may have had a play on it. Raspanti came in front of it. I don't know if it maybe distracted the shortstop. They're talking about it now as Boato was unable to come up with it, and not sure if that'll be scored an infield hit or an error, but it's runners at the corners now with 2 away. And Blake may have made it. I'm thinking it might be scored a hit, but we'll...
Yeah, I think it's going to be scored a hit there. That would have been a very tough play for Barati there if...
So the batter is A.J. Rowe, 0 for 2 in the game with a strikeout and a flyout. He takes strike 1. Seneca with runners at first and third here, 2 out, bottom of the 4th, but they are down by 15. And there's a foul. Big cut. This game was a 6-3 score after 3 innings for Humber, but Humber with 12 runs in the 4th inning. Here's the 0-2, and looked high, and it's a ball. Almost backdoored that one for a strike. Bourgeois at third, Blake at first. Here's the 1-2. Taken, strike 3 called, and the inning is over. So, no runs for Seneca in the 4th. There was a hit, and a hit by pitch. 2 runners stranded. 4 complete. Humber 18, Seneca 3. So we go to the 5th inning, and Humber in total control here. But they will have to defend at least once more. If they're able to hold Seneca in the bottom of this inning, it'll be a mercy rule end to the game. And, you know, from this standpoint, probably both coaches would be pretty happy with that, because they, with the outcome of the game really not in doubt at this point, you really don't want to use any. You don't want to use extra pitching when you've got more games to play later on.
You're totally right. This is a very tough game for Seneca Sting. I'm not sure how they're going to rebound. I assume they would have already kind of drawn up who they're going to be throwing for Game 2. They're going to kind of have to hope that starter for Game 2 really puts up a significant effort, because if not, I mean, I think at this point Seneca is pretty much depleted or done so.
The winner of this game will play tonight at approximately 6:30 against the winner of the next game that will be coming up following this game, about half an hour or so after the completion of this game. That will be the St. Clair Saints against the Durham Lords. And it's a double knockout part of the tournament right now, so even if Seneca does lose this game, they are not eliminated, but they will have to win their next game in order to stay in the tournament. And they would if they don't come back in this game, would face the loser of the Durham-St. Clair game at 4 o'clock approximately this afternoon. But a game that certainly felt like it had some excitement after 3 innings, as Seneca was loud and they were clawing back in after trailing early 6-0. Seemed like they were coming back into the game, but boy, did the wheels fall off for them in the 4th inning.
Yeah, and it really kind of took a hit there. And as in my prediction, I thought this was going to be a low-scoring ball game. Well, I guess it kind of has been for one side. It's blown up.
So it'll be Hudson Lockwood to start things off here in the 5th inning for Humber. Facing Robert Rioji. Humber with an 18-3 lead. Lockwood in this game as he fouls that one, and maybe a play for Seguin, the catcher. No, it's not. It's out of play. Lockwood twice hit by a pitch in this game. Also singled. Scored a couple of runs. As the Humber Hawks had a double bat-around inning in the 4th inning. They sent 18 to the plate and scored 12. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is high. 2-2 to Lockwood. Stephen Arabecki awaits on deck. That pitch is high. 3-2. Robert Rioji came in late in that 4th inning and finally got the last out of that inning. And Lockwood will look at strike 3 called, 1 away. And looking at the Humber score sheet, that is only the 2nd strikeout for Humber in this game. Sorry, third strikeout in the game. So Stephen Arabecki comes to the plate here in the 5th inning with 1 away, nobody on. He hits that one to right field. And that one will be caught in right field. It is not Caleb Batty out there right now. There is a new player in right field defensively for Seneca. And just out of my eyesight right now, but we'll try and get the number on that for you so we can give credit to the right fielder. 2 away. And it's Dennis DeBanning. Takes ball 1 from Rioji. DeBanning reached on a fielder's choice. He reached on an error. He struck out, and he hit a sacrifice fly. Has scored twice. 1-0 pitch is high for ball 2. (18-3) Humber, top of the 5th. DeBanning will take a strike, 2-1. Rioji is ready with the 2-1. Swung on miss for strike 2. Humber with a 15-run lead here in the 5th inning. If they can hold the fort in the bottom of the inning, the game will end, as long as they're leading by 10. As that ball bounces away and the count runs full to DeBanning. Here's the full count pitch. And it is fouled. DeBanning stays alive. The Hawks with a 6-pack of runs in the 2nd and 2 6-packs of runs in the 4th. 6 runs in the 2nd, 12 in the 4th. 18-3 is the score. DeBanning fouls another one away. And just you can just feel the energy has just totally dropped in the stadium here as the outcome seems very much presumptuous at this point at an 18-3 score.
Yeah, the only thing you can really feel at this point is the cold. There's
Now it has warmed up a little bit from what the starting temperature was. It was only 6 degrees at game time.
oh, has it? I can't tell. It's still cold.
It is still cold. There's no question about that. As DeBanning works a walk, and we'll trot down to first with 2 away. Brings up Justin Respanti. Cam Wilcox was coming to the plate to get DeBanning's equipment to take it back to the Humber dugout. So Justin Respanti comes up now. He has flown out 2 singles. He's walked. He's scored 3 runs. And there's a strike. And we can tell you that it has warmed up from 6 to 8 degrees now. So it's a toasty 8 degrees, if you can consider that warm. Pitch is inside to Respanti, ball 1. 1-1. Humber will have a few hours off after this game to, in all likelihood, be preparing to face the winner of the game between St. Clair and Durham tonight at 6:30. That ball is hit to right center field, and center fielder is chasing it. He's got it to catch it, and the inning is over. Gabe Bourgeois in center field making the play, and the Humber Hawks are turned away with no runs here in the 5th inning, but they are comfortably in front, 18-3. With Seneca coming up to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning, they will need to score at least 6 runs to keep the game going. So 4.5 complete, Humber 18, Seneca 3.
Looks like they're going to bring out a new pitcher now for the bottom of the 5th just to shut down the Sting.
It'll be a left-hander. Curtis King will come on. Braden Taylor pitched the 4th inning. Came on for Dalton Brownlee, who pitched the first 3 innings. And once Humber had built their run lead up to 15 runs, they took Dalton Brownlee out of the game to save his arm for later in the tournament. So Curtis King is a rookie. Made 1 appearance in the season. Pitched 2 innings. And has a couple of strikeouts. Gave up 1 run, so his earned run average of 3.50. But again, not a lot of data when you've only pitched 1 game.
Yeah.
Curtis King is from Acton and is a first-year player. And certainly for Humber, they've got a lot of players on this team who have been here at the championships before, but they also have a lot of young players.
Yeah.
And always important to give where you can get your young players that experience, because Humber has had just a powerful program over the years, and they always seem to be able to replace the veteran players, and they bring their young players along really well in development.
Yeah, they really do, and I think it's coming down to when you have games like this to truly rotate the guys in. If the motivation to play is not really there, if they're never going to get any playing time, let alone just the skill development really kind of takes place in the games and in big situations like this. Although nerves and all that are not really there, except maybe for the pitcher who's on the mound right now.
So we're going to see a pinch hitter here for the Sting. It is Sean Sahi from Montreal, first-year player. Bats from the left side. Facing Curtis King here of Humber, bottom of the 5th. Sahi will foul that to the right side. Count is 1-1. Sahi in the game now for Evan Farrell at the DH position. Here's the 1-1. And it misses, ball 2. Seneca trailed 6-0, got 2 runs back in the second, another in the third to cut it to 6-3. As Sahi knocks that one, it's a sky-high pop-up, And dropped. It's a fair ball, and Sahi is safe at first as that ball came down. The wind playing tricks on the catcher, and it's going to be a runner at first with one out for Seneca.
Well, I'll tell you, Sahi hit that ball a mile into the air, and that really does give the opportunity for the wind to kind of work its magic here, and it worked out in Seneca's case.
Really tough play there with the wind blowing strong, and often those balls are in foul territory, but with that ball came down in fair territory, so it's a fair ball, and it's a base runner for Seneca here with nobody out in the fifth inning. And we have another pinch hitter. This is Eric Baker. Coming in for catcher Dan Sagan. Eric Baker is a first-year player. Swings and misses. 0-2 now. And Baker will hit that to third base. And it bounces right through the third baseman. And that will be scored an error against Lockwood at third base. And suddenly Seneca now with two runners on and nobody out.
I mean, certainly pitcher has done a very good job so far. He's gotten two weak contacts. Unfortunately, neither of which have worked out.
So another pinch hitter for Seneca here in this 18-3 ball game. Harshan Sahota will be the batter and take strike one from Curtis King. Sahota will bat for Melvin Pujols. Swing and a miss at strike two. 0-2. Sahota from Mississauga, second-year player for the Sting. Here's the 0-2. That is hit to left field. That's a base hit. And that will load the bases. Solid single. Sahi moves up to third, Baker to second.
Maybe this game is not over after all. Oh, God.
So bases loaded, nobody out for Seneca. And we'll see another pinch hitter. And it looks to be jersey number 30. That's Ethan Hagparastrad. Ball at hit on the ground, and they will get a tag on Sahi trying to score from third base. I don't know if the tag was made on that. It looked like it had been missed, actually.
I don't think he did touch it. But he did not sell it to the umpire either, which is So Hagparastrad reaches on a fielder's choice. And there's one away. Not sure what's going on here. It sounds like they got their lineup mixed up.
Well, scheduled batter is Heath Gordon-Moore, who came on as a pinch hitter in the last inning and popped out to the catcher. And yes, he's back in now. So Heath Gordon-Moore from Ottawa, from Woodruff High School, will take a ball from Curtis King. 18-3 Humber. Bases loaded here for Seneca in the bottom of the fifth inning. Misses the pitch, 2-0. If Gordon-Moore is able to reach, that would turn the lineup over. Pitch is high for ball 3, 3-0. Curtis King, the lefty, for Humber is ready. His pitch is fouled, out of play, 3-1.
Wow, 3-0 green light there.
Heath Gordon-Moore is a shortstop, listed as a shortstop in the lineup. That ball is hit to right field. It's a base hit. That is going to score at least one run. They will send the runner to the plate, and 2 runs come in. It is a 2-run single for Heath Gordon-Moore, and it is now 18-5. And that'll turn the lineup over for Gabe Bourgeois, the center fielder. Runners at first and third, 1 away here for Seneca. Bottom of the 5th, as Bourgeois will look at strike 1 from Curtis King. Bourgeois is 0 for 1 in the game. He struck out, he reached on a walk, and he was hit by a pitch. Chance to get more for Seneca here, and he pops that one up sky high again. The infielders are coming in, and Lockwood will bring it in for the out. 2 away. So the count, or the score, remains 18-5. And if Humber can close it out here without giving up anything more, they will be able to conclude the game on the mercy rule. But Logan Isaacs will come up to the plate now for Seneca. Swings and misses at the first pitch from Curtis King. King is ready. Here's the 0-1. That is hit to right field, and it gets past Cam Wilcox into right field for a base hit. That will score another run. So it's an RBI single for Isaacs, and it's 18-6. So 3 runs in now in this inning for Seneca. And it will be Jordan Blake, the third baseman, who is 2 for 3 in the game. He has a double, a single, scored a run.
Certainly goes against his 111 batting average coming into this. Something doesn't seem to be right. I don't believe that.
Blake is the number 3 hitter, and he takes the first pitch from King for ball 1. 18-6 is the score here. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Humber looking to close it out. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. Here's the 1-1. And he ticks it, but it is a foul ball strike. 1-2. So the Humber Hawks now a strike away from finishing this one off. 1-2 the count to Jordan Blake. Here's the pitch. Swings and misses. Third out, and the game is over. Humber wins it 18-6. Seneca with 3 runs in the final inning, but unable to close the gap enough to avoid the mercy rule. The 12-run deficit, the game ends after 5 innings. So Humber will advance to play tonight against the winner of the upcoming game between Durham and St. Clair. The Seneca Sting will have a bit of time to wait for the loser of the next game between Durham and St. Clair, and they will face the loser of that game in an elimination game around 4 o'clock this afternoon. So, Jake, this is just one of those games that had a lot of excitement in the early going, and then a almost unheard of 12-run uprising by the Humber Hawks to put this one away.
Yeah, I've never seen. I think I've only seen one 10 inning in my life. or sorry, 10 run inning in my life, but I've never seen something like 12, or at least the way they did it. It's it just kind of shows Humber's offensive capabilities once again, and shows what happens when you give teams with capabilities extra outs and extra chances. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's you have to have the great combination of pitching, hitting, and defense, and it's for the Seneca Sting. They've already walked off the field, but they have to be called back to line up for the player of the game presentation. So we'll stay on for that, and then close things off in a moment. And remind you that coming up in about half an hour's time, give or take, this game was originally started to the next game was supposed to start at 1:30, and we're already past that right now. So we know we're in for a long day here at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa. It'll be certainly after 2 o'clock before the next game starts between St. Clair and Durham. I would imagine it'll be somewhere around 2:15, give or take. So player of the game's coming up now. And it will be Justin Respandy getting the player of the game for Humber. He had a couple of hits, scored 3 runs. So the third baseman gets player of the game for his team. And for Seneca now, we will await the announcement for Seneca. And this was a tough one for the Sting, no question about it. They came into this game with a lot of confidence, but Logan Isaacs will get player of the game. He had a couple of hits for Seneca, the shortstop, and will be player of the game for Seneca. So again, the final score, 18-6, Humber wins it. Seneca will prepare for a game originally scheduled for. There's no question that game is going to be later than 4 o'clock right now, so don't quote me on the times, but things have been pushed back by the length of this particular game. So 40 minutes from now, so it's going to be a 2:15 start. So 2:15, it will be the Durham Lords and the St. Clair Saints taking the field for the next game. And the winner will play Humber. The loser will play Seneca late this afternoon. So for Jacob Epps, this is Brian Oliver. Thanks for joining us here on the live stream. We'll see you again in about 40 minutes for Durham and St. Clair. Again, the final score, Humber 18, Seneca 6.